'Tis the season for some cookies. Today on Delmarva Life, we are making mini cheesecakes with the delectable treats, and the possibilities of Girl Scout cookies are endless.
Take a look at these cute faces. Yes, it's Friday, but these furry faces are not the animals up for adoption. They're being used to teach children a very important lesson. We'll tell you what.
Well, Lisa, these are the guys and gals that you can bring into your home, and it's time once again for helping you make another pet connection.
Connecting women with high-paying jobs typically held by men. It's an issue that's been around for decades, and while women have certainly broken their way through the glass ceiling, where are they now? Is the wage gap getting smaller or bigger? Which jobs pay considerably less based on gender? We have those answers.
All right, so maybe you just got home from work. How was your day? And do you dread going back to the office? Well, we're going to help share ways that you can make yourself happier at work if the daily grind is just getting to you.
A better home, a better yard, a better life. It's all taking place at the Better Living Expo. We'll tell you where it's taking place on Delmarva and how coming out will help benefit a good cause.
But I thought working some more just might do.
And teenage singing sensation Kelsey Abbott takes the Delmarva Life stage. Delmarva Life starts right now.
But LA is too far.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Live from Historic Studio D. I guess I should put these down for now, shouldn't I?
Yeah, we're going to be talking about those in just a few moments. But how about the wacky weather we've been experiencing?
Some storms today. Do you know what happened to me this morning on the way to work? Let me tell you about this just real quick. I promise I'll be real quick. We're going to check in with Dan Satterfield here in a little bit and find out what's going on. This morning, I'm sorry, I meant at 6 was what I meant. Okay, sorry.
That's what I thought you were saying too. I'm sorry. In 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Live from Historic Studio D. I'll put these away for now.
Yeah, we're going to talk about those in a few
later.
moments. But this wacky weather, what a day.
These storms, something. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to check in with Dan Satterfield to find out everything that's happened and is still happening. Let me tell you about what happened this morning on my way to work. This was incredible. Just out of habit, I don't know if it's a guy thing, it's just out of habit. I get in the truck, fire everything up, look at the temperature gauge, 44 degrees, okay. So I pull out just south of Laurel. Suddenly the windows on my truck fog up.
Yeah.
Fog up, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't think I'm asleep. So I washed the windshield real quick. Okay, no, there's no fog, but the windshield fogged back up again. The entire truck was fogged. The mirrors were fogged up.
Wow.
What is going on? And I glance over to the temperature gauge, and I have a hard time driving because it's going 50, 51, 52.
Wow.
The temperature jumped nearly 20 degrees in less than 5 minutes.
How about that?
It was absolutely incredible. I know that Dan has said that he will never forget trying to predict the weather of the winter of 2014.
Forecasting the winter of 2014. How about that?
Incredible.
Well, you know it. I know it. It is Girl Scout cookie time, and later in the show, we're going to make a delicious dessert with Girl Scout cookies. And I'm just breaking into them right now, as Jimmy is too. You've got the Thin Mints.
I was waiting for you to say, as Jimmy tells you this next story.
That's a good idea.
Let me tell you this next story. Here's what happened. California Girl Scout found a great way to make a little profit in an unusual place.
After 45 minutes, she had to call for reinforcement cookies, backups.
Called for the cookie backups. Do you know why? Because mom set her 13-year-old up outside a medicinal marijuana dispensary.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, all right, we'll let you go with that one. By the way, did you know they do sell some, there it is, they sell some pot called Girl Scout cookies. She sold like 117 boxes in 2 hours. Now, that being said, which is funny, she also said it gave her an opportunity to talk to her daughter about kind of a delicate topic about the medicinal marijuana.
It opened up the conversation.
Yeah, so
How
you know,
about
I can see that. That makes sense. Can I get back to these later?
Yeah, we're going to have to get back to these later.
I'll be back. I promise.
He promises.
Okay. Yeah. Route 1 bypass.
Yes.
Salisbury bypass. Both marked at 65 miles an hour.
Right.
How fast do you drive down them?
65 miles per hour.
On the money. Okay.
Why do you ask, Jimmy?
So do I. The Maryland House has unanimously passed a measure to raise the maximum speed limit in the state to 70 miles an hour. Okay?
Oh.
A lot of people think, great, I can finally get where I want to go and get there when I want to. This fascinated me. The Maryland Department of Transportation says speed limits really do not affect how quickly drivers drive in Maryland. They say it really doesn't matter. So they're thinking about
Just jacking it up.
Jacking it up to
get
70,
over
let's see,
with.
and then everybody's going to be doing 80.
Yeah, exactly,
Let's go to 80.
exactly. Well, you know, the Eastern Shore is turning out to be the best place to be, period. Now, we already told you that you have until Tuesday to vote for Berlin as the coolest town, the coolest small town in America. It's one of 15 finalists and in first place in online voting. By the way, if you want to vote, go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab. Well, now it turns out that Chincoteague Island has been named #2 in the 2014 Traveler's Choice Island Awards. Now, these awards honor top travel spots worldwide based on millions of reviews from travelers. The winner was based on the popularity of Chincoteague and Assateague Islands in Accomack County. By the way, Marco Island in Florida took the top spot in the U.S.
Right,
So,
and we are #2 in the U.S.
#2.
That's not bad. And by the way, I found it interesting. That was actually video of the pony swim from last year
Yeah?
when the storm came blowing through.
Oh, that's right.
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Quite the coincidence. You know, teaching our kids in the arts is incredibly important. The payoff comes when you get to see them perform, and that's coming up. Second Street Players Children's Dessert Theater presents Snow White next weekend. Here's the theater. It's on South Walnut Street in Milford. The wonderful world of Brothers Grimm is brought to life only in this version. The magic mirror not only talks, she walks.
How about that?
How about that?
Oh, my goodness.
And they're doing something that I thought was neat. I never heard of this before. Next Friday, it's a pay what you can. There's no set ticket price for you to get in. They take the
about
donations for the
that?
theater, so be sure to stop by and enjoy the show.
Well, if you don't want to wait until next weekend to see a fantastic show, you still have time to see the Possum Point Players' latest production. It's called Southern Girls. Now, here's a picture of the cast. This play is actually a chronicle of the boomer generation's experiences through idealism, injustice, and social turmoil. Personal experiences kind of intertwine with the historical events in this moving drama set in southern Alabama. Now, here's the details. It's tonight and tomorrow night at 7:30, and you can also see it Sunday at 2. Tickets are $10 at the door. It's at the Possum Point Players Theater, which is in Georgetown, and they always put on fantastic shows.
Perfect stuff there. You've traveled abroad, right?
I have.
Yeah, okay. See, I haven't.
No?
I've never left the contiguous 48.
Oh.
And I need to. I don't want to. But you have, so it'll be easier for you. Here's what I want you to do. Picture this. Okay, you've decided to go on safari. So here you find yourself in the plains of Pretoria, South Africa. You get out of your Land Rover, you take a little walk around. When you see something in the distance moving, coming towards you, and the closer you look, it's a lion.
It's a lion.
Oh,
my
but wait,
gosh.
there's more than one. There are 2 lions.
And he doesn't even seem scared or anything.
And here's why. This is zoologist Kevin Richardson. He's already known as the Lion Whisperer, and he's using his unique relationship with these lions to bring attention to Africa's poaching problem, to try to get people to, he's afraid that in a very short amount of time these lions are going to be extinct.
Gone.
Yeah, so that's why he's doing that. If you get a chance to see that video online, the whole thing is absolutely
Look at
wonderful.
that.
Take a look at this picture.
Oh my goodness.
Smile for the camera.
Is that's Mufasa, isn't it?
That's it. There you go. That's it. That's it. I just love that
How
picture.
about that?
That would be the size of my wall in the
But
living
you know
room if
what?
that was me.
We should add a disclaimer. Do not try this
Yeah,
on your own.
if you have a lion at your house, don't.
All right. Well, still ahead on Delmarva Life, we all know that bullying is such a problem in our schools, in our neighborhoods, just about anywhere you go these days. But now one organization is using dogs to put a stop to it. Find out how Paws Against Bullying works and how dogs here on Delmarva are working to change lives.
One thing that may change your life is finally finding the secret to being happy at work. Well, you know, you do have the power to change it, and we're going to show you how.
Ladies, are you happy with the money you make? Studies show women in the workplace are still a long way off from making what men do. We're going to dig into those numbers.
Yep, and we're going to be digging into what we're going to be making into the kitchen today, and here's a hint, we're using Girl Scout cookies.
And later, 14-year-old Kelsey Abbott returns to the Delmarva Life stage to perform not 1, but 2 of her originals. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and LG dealers, And State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.